When you've got a battle, any kind of battle, the energy that you want to see in that battle between the two opponents is what Bounty Killer and Beanie Man brought. Good vibes, good energy. Now they tried to bring it, Jagged Edge and 112, but it just didn't quite work. You lost 100,000 viewers in like 10 minutes because of how awful it was. Lynn Labs. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by and please do consider subscribing. Just hit the button. My name's Lynn and today I am giving you my honest review of 112 versus Jagged Edge, the Verzuz battle that took place on Instagram last night. For me, it was last night. Now, many people, when this was announced, were super gassed. The excitement levels were just on like a trillion because this is legendary. You've arguably got the two biggest groups to come out of the late 90s, early 2000s, period. The biggest, Jagged Edge and 112. Now, Jagged Edge provided pretty much the whole soundtrack to my upbringing. Like, I was still am the biggest Jagged Edge fan. Any concert they're at, I'm there too. Anything I was going through my life, they had a song to match it. I got married last year. I walked down the aisle to Jagged Edge, got a B. I mean, I wouldn't have walked down the aisle to anything else. I mean, from when I was 13, 14, they have literally provided the soundtrack to my whole life. You're getting married, there's a song. You're crying, there's a song. You're having sex, there's a song. You're falling in love, there's a song. You're breaking up, you're making up, they got a song for everything. But 112 equally, I've got bangers a full day. So both groups hold their weight. They definitely hold their titles in terms of being two of the most legendary boy groups, period. Now, like me, I suspect a lot of the world was waiting and anticipating this battle very, very eagerly and preparing for it as well. Like, I was sat in the park playing their tunes over and over, doing up videos, you know, just practicing the lyrics so that I was ready for the battle. And then the battle happened. The battle happened. Okay, so before we get into the battle, let me give you a bit of context. So Jagged Edge released their debut album, A Jagged Era, in 1997. And since then, they've gone on to have another 8 studio albums, making their total 9. So Jagged Edge have got 9 albums to date. 112, they burst onto the scene in 1996 with their self-titled debut album. And since then, they've had another 5 albums. So I believe their total is 6 albums. So 9 albums for Jagged Edge and 6 for 112. But that doesn't matter. Do you know what doesn't matter? Because it's not about the number of albums, it's about the quality and the number of bangers you've got. So now, let's get to the battle. So we had Jagged Edge, all 4 members. We had Brandon and Brian, the twins. We had Wingo and we had Kyle. Now, 112, we had half of the group. Some people on Twitter were saying we've got 56. They were calling them 56. I think that's disrespectful. But either way, I mean, we had half the group. We literally had Mike and we had Slim. Duran and Q, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but they weren't there either way. But I'll tell you what. Although they had 2 members, they were 2 members down, they still brought the energy far better, far better than Jagged Edge did. Jagged Edge was sat there looking super bored half the time, especially Brian. Like, Brian, I love you, but what are you doing? Like, this is Brian. I'm sorry. Are we keeping you here? Have you got somewhere else you need to be or would rather be? Because right now you look bored and I don't quite understand. This is a battle. You've got like over 250,000 people tuning in to watch you right now and you look bored, like you'd rather go and watch Netflix. It was rude. The only member who brought the correct vibes from Team Jagged Edge was Kyle. I mean, Wingo was cool. Wingo was cool, but Kyle and Wingo, I guess between them, they brought the right vibes. But Brandon was okay. I think Brandon needs to have a word with his brother. Anyway, 112, Slim, his energy was on point the whole night. The whole night. He was going through the songs and just kept that positive energy, smiling all the time. And that was what held me. Because I'll tell you what, if 112's energy was anything like Jagged Edge's energy that they brought, I would have locked off. Together with the fact they had major audio issues, like it was shockingly bad. So a lot of people locked off. They were just like, nah, you know what? I'm done here. People went to YouTube to listen to their music as opposed to listening to it on the Instagram live battle with Verzuz because it was the quality of the audio was just dead. But anyway, in the battle, Jagged Edge kicked it off with Walked Out of Heaven. 112 followed up with Cupid, arguably one of their biggest tracks to date. And they went back and forth from there. So 112 took us through all of their bangers. They did Only You. They did Missing You because they did the vocals on that. They did Peaches and Cream, obviously. They did Dance For Me. They did Can I Touch You. They did an Interlude, If You Are Available. That one, you know the one, right? They did a lot. They did a lot. They even did like an Allure tune, you know, All Cried Out, which they obviously feature on vocals. They did a song that was actually Slim's, not 112's, and I was a bit like, this isn't really 112, it's Slim. But equally, Jagged Edge didn't only play their own music, they played, for example, Nivea, Don't Mess With My Man. It's a collaboration, but it's Nivea's song. So I was a bit like, okay, fair dues, you both have played things that aren't necessarily your song solely. The two songs 112 didn't do, which I was expecting, were It's Over Now, What Is This, Numbers In You. That didn't play, unless I maybe fell asleep, but I don't think I did, because I made a point to stay awake despite the issues. So they didn't do It's Over Now, and they didn't do Anywhere. Here we are, all alone, it's you and me. They didn't do that. Now, I was waiting for those two tunes. I mean, they played a lot of great songs, but those two songs, for me, they are like really, really strong songs in their back catalogue. But either way, 112 did amazingly well. They played the songs, they mimed to them, they danced, and they basically flaunted Ciroc bottles to obviously promote. So yeah, Ciroc had a very heavy presence in the live, which was slightly jarring after a while. Jagged Edge now. So they played a lot of their bangers. They went from Walked Out of Heaven to Goodbye to Good Luck Charm, Promise the remix, Let's Get Married the remix, Healing. Like, they took us back to Healing. You know the ones in it. They played What's It Like to Be in Love, put a little oomph in it, as well as Hey, where the party at? Girls, okay. And of course, Girl, I'm a little nasty girl. So they played pretty much like all their bangers. They didn't play Gotta Be though, which, like I said, was the song I chose to walk down the aisle to at my wedding last year. So I was a little bit like, where's Gotta Be? But I mean, that's the thing, when you've got so many bangers, you can't necessarily get through them all. But essentially, they played a good lot of them. So there wasn't any issue for me in the selection of songs that either side played. The issue for me came from, one, the attitude from Jagged Edge's side. It was just dry. There was no vibe. And they looked like they'd rather be anywhere than where they were, entertaining us on Instagram Live. And it showed. Their vibe was just missing. But overall, how was it? It was a battle. It happened. We've got to reminisce and remind ourselves of some of those banging songs that we probably forgot about. And I imagine today, and probably for the next few weeks and months, there'll be a lot of fans of Jagged Edge and 112 remembering, reliving those moments, playing out the tunes, man. Spotify, Apple Music's going to get a lot of streams for both groups, which is great, and that's what we aim to do. Now, the last battle that Verzuz put on was Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer. Now, I mean, arguably you could say that's hard to top, because the sound quality, not just the sound quality, the energy levels. Like, when you've got a battle, any kind of battle, the energy that you want to see in that battle between the two opponents is what Bounty Killer and Beanie Man brought. Good vibes, good energy, a bit of that competitive spirit. Now, they tried to bring it, Jagged Edge and 112, but it just didn't quite work. It was just a bit dry. But I appreciate when you hit a peak with something, it's really, really hard to match that. And I think Verzuz hit a peak with Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, and they're gonna have to do a hell of a lot to come anywhere near to those levels. So I don't think anyone was expecting Beanie Man Bounty Killer vibes, but we were just expecting more. So yeah, it was disappointing, to be honest, but I still liked it because it's them. So they get a little blight, a little slide, because they are legends and their music will forever be undefeated. Like, a lot of artists nowadays, you're not gonna listen to them in 10 years. You just won't care. They'll be like, oh yeah, remember that group? Oh yeah, who cares? Jagged Edge and 112, they are albums you're going to dust off. If you still got CDs, yeah, or records, you're going to dust off and play. And if you are digital, you're going to be streaming those albums for days to come. I'll be an elderly lady and still streaming Jagged Edge and 112 because they bang. Duh. So in conclusion, the winner of the battle, was Slim Smile. That was the winner of the battle, okay? The loser of the battle was Jagged Edge's Connection. That was bad, foul, awful. You lost 100,000 viewers in like 10 minutes because of how awful it was, and that's a shame. But overall, they are still two banging groups, and I still love them both. So remind yourself what good music sounds like: quality, timeless, classic music, and play, stream, download some old school Jagged Edge and 112. All right, thank you for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Okay, take care. See you later.